Good morning. Good morning. This is, for me, I guess, this is a Tuesday morning. I have two art classes this evening, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. So, in the mornings I usually are preparing for this, but I prepared yesterday because I have also an art class on Monday night. And we do the same thing over and over again. So I got a little time to spare and give up a little bit more wisdom. You know, and in case if you guys are new to the channel, the idea is that what we do here is we find the truth in Scripture and we find out just what they're trying to say to us. And of course, for over 2,000 years now, we've been reading our Bible like it's some kind of a romance novel that just, flew off the shelf. And we think that that's the way these people wrote 6,000 years ago. But, we can't help it that we try to make everyone as stupid as we are, because we think that we're the smartest people on earth. Well, I've been following what religion says about the Bible and how religion tells us to understand it. And, I just happen to tell you that, it's wrong. It's just not correct anymore. And it's not my opinion. It's a fact. Because once you discover something and you just keep finding it over and over and over again, and if you also actually do the commands that this Bible tells you to do, you'll find it wipes out all of this garbage. It really does. It gives you some more intuitiveness, it gives you some wisdom to this here, it gives you it opens your eyes, and it takes you out of slumber, which is what we've just learned, is that, God has put all of us under a slumber so that we absorb all of this hateful shit in this world, and at the same time give us this wine, this fake wine of religion. Wine means spirit, and so our spiritual side of us is being fed by some whore, and a whore is just more of a replacement, to a lower replacement, to a mother and to a feminine energy that is really responsible for connecting father and mother, and these happen to be the right and left sides of our brain. Now, I just got off talking with someone who says, "Oh, you're half right, Rick, because it's the right side and the left side of the brains are that Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the it's not that, and he did mention something along the lines of this is he was making both sides out to be evil. And so I had to tell him, my friend, you are half right, because until you do what we're supposed to do, we're all half wrong. We're all half-minded individuals running around. Half-minded means we're only working out of the left side of our brain. But that makes us two-minded people. That means that we have the good side in us and the bad side. We're just not using the good side. And that's what it means to be double-minded, all right? It doesn't mean you're using both of them, It just means you're carrying around two minds, and what they want you to do is make it into one. That's what it means to honor mother and father. And what's really interesting is, in our last readings, we found out that we are the Word. And whenever, let's talk about inconsistencies in the Bible. The idea that, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not. If heaven and earth pass away, what the hell good is His word? All right? But it'll still be there for what? For someone else to find and start reading it fundamentally and stuff like that? Well, that means it will keep, that the word is you live on. You live on once you kill the old you, this mother and father on the low end. It says what happens is you're cleaving to husband and wife. So you settled. Settled means, to come down. And so that's the fallen angels and this stuff, and that's what he's telling us. The whole story is really about, hey, you guys, you're mine, but you have to understand that I am too. Religion says I'm just a he, but I'm a we, and that we is in you. Our image is the mother and father, the right and left sides of your brain. unbeknownst to you, is you're supposed to try to fix us together. You're supposed to bring us together in marriage of some kind, and you're supposed to use my son to do it with. All right? And of course, this is just not just Jesus. Krishna is the same thing, and so is Buddha, because these guys are all going to go and sit down. They're going to make other people sit down on green pasture sit by some still waters, and he's going to teach them, and he's going to feed them, and then when it's all done, just like that great city of Nineveh from Jonah, the entire city will be changed over. This is the new heaven and the new earth, and God will no longer destroy you. So what happens is you are the Word, you are the works, because you're the only one that can do it. And of course, you want to go to you want to go to, the synagogue, or you want to go to church, you want to go to a preacher, and it tells you if you're going to go to a human being, oh my God, you're on the wrong side. Where's your mind? Your mind, it's fried on religion. Hey, but let's not just give it to them. It's those people that are non-believers too, because they got the same works in them too. The works, the breastplate, all right? And that breastplate has all these jewels in it and stuff like that, And you also got, the seven flames, the seven, the lampstand, the lampstick with seven fires on it. Listen, this is all about the Kundalini. It's all about going inside and clean yourself up. You are the Word. Jesus is the Word. How do you say Jesus is Word? Well, it's been put in your heart. We've heard this was grafted into us. But this outside world, when they get a hold of us, they rise us up to the synagogue. They don't take us up to heaven. But we found that the synagogue is a place for us to go and learn about God, find this thing out, and then when you have had enough of that crap, then you have done the works. You're sitting on the sixth chakra then, and then as you all of a sudden learn that, oh, it's me. I'm the one that's supposed to go up. I'm supposed to sit down, but no. They've made it illegal. In some cases, any kind of old religion can be illegal. They even had to legalize Christianity, or they wouldn't allow anyone to have it. They wouldn't. So you see, this is the outside world, the kings and queens of the world out here. They're not mother and father, which is a lot closer to home. And brethren and kinsmen, these are all, your family. It doesn't have to do you, Jesus and God. Remember when they come, as in the day of Noah. It's going to be the same as the coming of man. Do you know that when Jesus came to Noah, it was just him and his family? So in the day of the Lord, if you want to take it literally, he's only going to come and take one of us up. And the rest of us are going to be destroyed. Do you understand that? So these are the inconsistencies that we have to deal with, and it causes a confusion. And God is not an author of confusion. It's what mankind has made it out to be. And so if you wish to join the Lord, if you wish to worship the Lord, you can just worship him like you do now, like they've been doing for thousands of years, by putting oil on your forehead, or putting ashes on your forehead, or dipping your ass in the water, That's all outside stuff. You're just not going to get it. Even if you think that that's the way it is. Even if you believe that, I'm going through the process. Well, it's like pretending to eat. It's like pretending to make something. It's just not going to make it. That's the baker of the group. You'll find that the person who is going to serve the Lord the best is going to just unveil his skin and give up his spirit, because the only way that you can worship the Lord is in spirit. It says that in the Bible. And he says that God is in spirit too. That's why you can't see him. And the skin is not allowed. So we're always washing and cleaning and, scrubbing. The skin just ain't allowed. So what do you do when they talk about scrubbing your skin and, washing your feet, taking off your shoes, disrobing, like this the blind guy, he stands up and he disrobes and he comes to Jesus. All right, and then Jesus heals him. There's a procedure. You have to first stand up and then take your clothes off, get naked, and then come to Jesus. And then he talks to you, tells you what you got to do, and says, no, you got to go bathe in the water 7 times, and he'll come back and says, oh my God, check this out. And then go tell keep it to yourself. But then he goes and tells everybody, tells them about the Word of God. I had such an epiphany, and I'm out here telling the Word too. Let me tell you, it doesn't make you the best of friends to some people. So it kind of makes you understand what it means by trying to keep it to yourself. But this beautiful thing, it's not easy to keep to yourself, especially when you find yourself in the role of a teacher and you see the hurt and the pain. I'm not poor in ways that my lifetime support of this energy, even if I was on the negative side, was using my whole heart to do it. I absolutely loved this word, and I cried and cried and cried. But you'll see that this brings people down to the lower side, and then it's the works. It's the works. This is weighing heavy on your mind and on your heart. But you can just be so involved in this. This is this idea of being emotionally attached to this situation, and so that's what it means to be fallen. Because you are emotionally attached to this lower side, all right? And that makes you a sodomite. Does that mean that you are a cocksucker? No. It just means that you feed from the lower. That's all. That's all that means. And so that doesn't make queers out to be evil or anything like that, but let's just stretch that around. It makes everyone out to be evil that doesn't know the way and does not keep the law. All right? So death is all about the mankind. Mankind, almost all these people running around in mankind are what they consider dead. And it's dead all the time. So what and it's his word. These people, all these people, and he says, you're going to live in death until you figure this out, and you've got plenty lifetimes to do it. It says that, believe it or not. Oh no, there's no reincarnation. Listen, just kick that shit to the curb. The only thing that the Bible's talking about is how you communicate with the Lord. That's it. That's it. It doesn't tell you that, it tells you have to have no clothes, Oh God, forbid. That's why whenever Moses makes it up to the top of his mountain, that he's found by his sons, naked, drunk off the new wine. Come on, you guys. And they back in on him because that's not to see him. Listen, that is so symbolic. It's so great. It's just like, what happens when we get this, when Lot makes it up to the top of his mountain, his wife is preserved, and he winds up being raped, which means, unbeknownst to him, he's being raped by his two daughters. So, this is because when you're in this situation, these are the thieves, because they're taking all that's bad out of you. This is the reaping, the cleaning of the body, getting rid of that is evil. Getting rid of the old earth, the old consciousness, the lower 9, the 666. And now you become the 144,000 that are saved. This is just a higher mind. There's not 144,000 people that are going to be killed. It's just a number towards the people or the person, the individual, to give it a higher 9. And that's called changing the mind. And of course, that's why I go over these worlds with you so much, because we're going from the west to the east. You're taking yourself from the left mind to the right mind. And, it just doesn't get any clearer than that. So, when you do this, the old heaven and earth pass away, and the new heaven and earth open up. And this is you killing off your old self. And it's a procedure. You can't just make it up. That becomes the false witness. When you have all these people, I'm saved again, I saw Jesus, I speak to Jesus. Hey, You know, if you speak to Jesus, then you know that's not Jesus. If you're speaking to somebody using your lips, you know, and you see something using these eyes, and you hear something using these ears, it's not Jesus. That's what it says in the Bible. His side is the invisible side. You just can't say, he's over there. He says, nay, don't believe him. He's over there. No, not there neither. No, not at all. So anyways, I just thought I would come on real quick and let you know that we're all on the right track, you know. And one day, it'll work for you. It's worked for me. I can feel it. I know I have. And it's just nice. It's just really cool. And how is it that I know? Because the witness. I and my other self are the ones behind it. Not a preacher. Not some other teacher. You know, not something that's outside. It was me. I learned it. I teach it. I can't drink the same well water that you drink because it's your well. Right? Remember the story about the two wells or one well? Can one well put out both bitter water and sweet water at the same time? No, it can't. It's either going to be one or the other. So, what you're trying to do is that's the two. So what you want to do, you'll never get the sweet well to work if all you have in you is running off the left mind. This is Jacob's well. Remember, he says, you know, sure, truly, if you drink from this well, and that's the outside well, if you drink from Jacob's well, you're not going to, you're not going to quench your thirst. He says, you need to go to the well that I provide for you, which is inside of man, and that gushes up to provide everlasting life. You know, so you know this idea of you're drunk off the wine, you've been fornicating with this bitch and this whore of religion. It's really sunk down pretty deep in you. So that's a kingdom that needs to be destroyed by the other kingdom, if you can ever get a chance. You know, so you put some of these things, some of these words to thought. You don't need to come up with your own truth. This is the only way. You know. You can have faith in God with this left mind. You can have faith in Him, but without the works to back it up. And the works are your internal pieces, the works. You can't back it up, then you're not going to be made. So you're not going to make it. You're always going to be dead. All right? You'll be dead forever, you know, until you make this point, right? And well, when you finally make the decision that you've had enough and you want to get out of your father's land, you know, get out of, you know, and go search for this well inside of you. That's it. You know, how you go about searching could be your own thing, but let me tell you, it takes no drugs and it takes no outside wacky shit, any of that new age garbage, you know. You don't need music or noise. It's just you sitting still, being quiet. It's just you. But those ways that you do it, whether you're sitting down, you know, or what have you, it's up to you. But they're just telling you to do it, just to get up there and make this change. But it has to be very quiet. It has to be in the dark. To go into your room, shut the door, and you're off and running, you know. Or they really call it's flight. It's about flight. But things are going good here. I think I made a little extra money today. I'm going to buy me some shoes. Maybe get me a new pair of glasses. Ones that I can change so I can bend it and probably make it straight. You know. Pull this ear up or something, I don't know. But anyways, you guys, have a beautiful day. Alright? Blessed are the poor in mind, because they are the ones that are going to inherit heaven. The meek. It's those people that bend down and give themselves over to the Lord. And there's not a lot of people doing that. Alright? Let's get up there and claim your spot. Best to you guys.